Regarding our project, we were approached by the dean and his staff for the launch of this global network.
We were trying to think of creative ways that we could use our sort of increased interconnectedness with these developed but mostly developing economies and leaders from those economies. And one of the ways is to develop these economic indices with unique insights around the data that we can collect. So I undertook the project for energy and Ismail for education, and we started reaching out to students that were recommended to us or we found on their websites or we contacted through the deans and asking them for a specific set of data and then unique insights sort of from being on the ground about that data.
We reached out to them and asked them the simple question, what can you help us identify what the high school graduation rate to college enrollment looks like? There was a large variance between countries, and so it ranged from a low of 42% up to a high of 79 or 80% in South Korea and China. So there was a big degree of difference between all these countries. And we looked further and examined, and we identified that it may be because of data management systems or data practices that these departments of education have in different countries, and also the value beyond the college degree simply regarding income. There's positive health outcomes, there's a lot of civic engagement that you see with college graduates, and so this was all communicated by the students as well.
I think the way that the problem was first posed to us was, how can we use this network to develop economic indices? You know, taking from my experience working in energy, knowing energy, being a leader of the energy club here, there's often a huge disconnect between gasoline prices and how they actually fit into the dynamics of an economy and its energy use, and the way that that price is perceived by the public, and therefore its political importance and the extent to which they hold their leaders accountable for that market-based price. Turkey, with the highest gas price, makes sense, and it's the second most important in terms of this political ranking, right? So high gas prices, it's very important to people. It's a factor in their everyday lives, and it's something that there's a lot of social unrest around it. The obvious and expected disconnect came from the United States, and that was my data and my research. And so even though we have the lowest in the network, which was confirmed sort of after getting this information, it's the highest in political and social importance put on this number, even though it's not really as connected to the economy and our success as people think it is.
You know, online you can find an index relating to healthcare, education, energy, or different economic factors. But the local insight allows you to provide additional meaning, additional clarification to publications or reports that you may find online. And so that was very valuable, and I think it's going to be insightful moving forward as well.
It's something that is creating a platform for dialogue and discussing issues like energy and education, which are, in my opinion, the two biggest issues facing like our generation of leaders. I'm biased, but I think there's some objective merit to that. And sort of starting to have this conversation around what these numbers really mean and how we can brainstorm from there solutions to these problems and sort of workable collaboration that can come from the network and network countries and network enterprises.
It's exciting being here and seeing the energy, especially seeing the launch of this program and then hopefully becoming more involved next year. I'm going to continue my role with the Education Club, so I'd be happy to collaborate with universities around the globe on this.